The movie begins on an ordinary night for Truman until he is suddenly awakened by his wife, Patricia, who is armed and claims that a burglar broke into the house. Immediately, they both go to look for him, but they only find a drugged girl on the sofa, evidence of the small party Truman had organized a few hours earlier. At dawn, we meet Alex and Marina Weston, a wealthy couple preparing to go to work. Amid the hustle, their servant, Belle, reminds them that today is their teenage son Robbie's birthday. However, as always, the busy parents promise they will spend time with him later. Although Robbie is sad about this, Belle cheers him up by singing Happy Birthday with a homemade cake. She also gives him a beautiful bracelet, perfect to give to a girl. At school, Robbie invites Cherry, the girl he likes, on a date under the pretext of his birthday. However, she rejects him because she is already dating another boy. Furious, Robbie leaves school, skipping classes. Meanwhile, Truman, a real estate agent, tries to convince his wife that he will receive an important sponsorship from the company. As proof, he shows her that he has a new Ferrari. Although she is worried that he bought it too soon, Truman insists that he only needs to close a deal with Weston, a powerful client, to secure the sponsorship. At work, Truman sees that his bosses have been talking for hours with someone named Alex Weston. Later, when Alex finds out that his son did not attend classes, he decides to take away his car keys and will only return them when his grades improve. Then Alex tries to have an intimate moment with his wife, but she is somewhat drowsy as she is obsessed with her health to the point of constantly taking pills. That evening, Truman invites Mason to his house, and Mason begins flirting with Patricia. She feels uncomfortable, but her husband asks her to play along to convince him to close the deal. Patricia has no choice but to agree. Her financial future depends on it. However, being touched makes her cry inconsolably. The next day, Truman goes to work believing he will receive his sponsorship, but to his surprise, his boss, Mr. Kramer, chooses Alex, who has a better reputation. To make matters worse, Truman is demoted and forced to give up his office. On another day, Truman prepares to go to the company, which worries his wife because he never works on Sundays. Upon arriving, he settles into his office as if nothing is wrong, until suddenly the cleaning lady hears a loud noise. Truman has taken his own life with a gun. The news leaves Patricia completely devastated. In 1 week, she has been abused and lost her husband. Due to her financial situation, Patricia goes to the real estate company, where Mr. Kramer regrets that he cannot help her with life insurance because Truman's death was self-inflicted. There, Patricia learns that Mason will continue business with Alex, meaning her sacrifice was in vain. With no other option, she begins taking her husband's belongings from his former office, where she also gathers information about Alex, beginning her plan for revenge. The first thing she does is visit Mason and, without warning, shoots him in the stomach with her revolver, killing him instantly. Then she goes to the Weston mansion, where she sees young Robbie leaving with his friends. Patricia follows him to school, where she pretends to be a parent to steal some student documents. Using this, she writes a letter to the Westons indicating that their son needs a specialized tutor if he wants to enter a good university. Among the suggested tutors, she includes herself under the name Amanda. The plan works perfectly, as she is invited by Marina. When she meets Robbie, he is immediately attracted to her beauty. When Patricia mentions that her apartment is being renovated, Robbie suggests she stay in their guest house. At first, she refuses, but the Westons insist so their son can receive education during the summer. The next day, Patricia picks Robbie up from school dressed in a provocative outfit that astonishes his friends. During their private lessons, Robbie struggles to concentrate with a woman like her in front of him. Belle is the only one who seems suspicious of her. Over time, Patricia befriends Marina, going shopping together. Taking advantage of their closeness, Patricia begins putting Valium into Marina's drinks, gradually turning her to an addict. At night, while his parents are at a gala, Robbie plays basketball in the yard. The ball rolls across the garden, and when he retrieves it, he looks through the guest house window, where Patricia pretends not to notice him and begins touching herself. Robbie is discovered by Belle, who takes him back home and threatens to tell his parents. After that, Belle leaves believing there will be no more problems. However, Patricia soon enters Robbie's room, scolds him for watching her without permission, pushes him onto the bed, and kisses him. She leaves quickly, making it clear that next time he wants to look at her, he should knock on her door. Of course, Robbie follows her advice and goes to her room where she teaches him how to touch a woman. After they both undress, they have sex passionately for a long time, fulfilling Robbie's desire and part of Patricia's revenge. Afterwards, the boy returns to his room quietly, but his father intersects him and, thinking he was out partying without permission, punishes him. The next day, Alex is upset with his wife because she was very drunk at the party, embarrassing them both. Taking advantage of this tension, Patricia flirts with Alex while Robbie and Marina watch. Belle, the only one aware of the danger, places curtains on Patricia's windows to prevent further distractions. Tired of the servant, Patricia manipulates the electrical panel in the basement. When Belle goes there to do laundry, she finds the lights not working. She ventures into the darkness, but trips over a rope on the stairs and falls, dying instantly, while Patricia proudly admires her work. When Robbie returns from school, he immediately seeks Patricia for another encounter, but she scolds him for failing his French exam. After punishing him, she gives him what he wants. But their moment is interrupted by Marina's scream as she discovers Belle's body. After the body is taken away, Marina cries, feeling guilty. Patricia tells Alex that Marina's pill abuse is making her unstable and distant. Using this, Patricia tries to seduce Alex, and he gives in, while Robbie watches from outside. Later, Robbie shows his father that he took his car keys and decides to enroll in summer school. The next day, Patricia offers to take care of Marina and seduces her as well, but Robbie returns early, interrupting them. The tensions rise within the family, with accusations, conflicts, and manipulation. Patricia continues to deepen the chaos, turning family members against each other while advancing her revenge. Eventually, during a storm, the power goes out, and paranoia spreads. Patricia continues her plan, attempting to kill Marina, but Alex intervenes at the last moment. In the confrontation, Patricia reveals her actions and motives, enraging Alex, who pushes her out the window. However, when the police arrive, there is no trace of her. Sometime later, life seems to return to normal. Robbie calls his parents, saying he is doing well at summer school. But after hanging up, he returns to his bed, where Patricia is waiting for him, ready to continue her relationship with him, or rather, her revenge against the Westons. And that's how this movie ends. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and thanks for watching.